The copy of Dead Tomb featured in today's review is provided courtesy of 8-Bit Legit. 8-Bit Legit has released another NES homebrew title for modern consoles, Dead Tomb. Dead Tomb is a point-and-click adventure title that sees a time traveler stuck in an ancient pyramid and tasked with repairing their ship and getting home. Various actions in the pyramid's layout make Dead Tomb a challenging game that fans of the genre will love to play. Best yet, 8-Bit Legit even gave the title a new NES cartridge release so fans of the system can play it on the original hardware. Returning from a study of the last ice age in 10,000 BC for the Videoway Corps, you find your ship damaged and not acting properly. Entering the year 1300 BC, you land upon the flat top of a pyramid to conduct repairs. Before the process can be completed, soldiers of Pharaoh Seti I interrupt and imprison you within the pyramid. Now you must make your escape and finish your repairs to make it home. Dead Tomb is a classic point-and-click adventure, so you progress through it by examining everything in the environment around you and moving from room to room until you accomplish your goals. 12 menu choices are available for any object you can interact with, and the game makes it easy to understand the context they should be used in. From the very first room, Dead Tomb makes it known that sometimes you may need to perform a certain action more than once to achieve a desired outcome. Transitioning between rooms gives players the chance to see a map of the pyramid. Different hallways may grant access to multiple rooms, which you select with the D-pad or thumbstick. Observation is key as you traverse the pyramid, since you will revisit several rooms as you progress. While the threat of enemies isn't present throughout Dead Tomb, you will face environmental dangers as you play. Picking up the wrong bottle or moving an innocent-looking rock result in an untimely death. Learning from these deaths is the key to success in some ways, as they'll teach you what to look for. Thankfully, the game doesn't send you back to the beginning for an untimely demise. Instead, you start back in the last room you entered to try again. I am grateful for this, as I have little patience for extended repeat gameplay lately. There are a good number of rooms included in Dead Tomb, and most serve a purpose in the overall escape plan. While not every room has a useful item, they can serve as a way to get to new locations, or as a way to trip up your sense of navigation, which a series of tunnels did for me near the end of my playthrough. The game doesn't hold your hand, but it does make things clear enough that they can be figured out in time. I am grateful for this, as I find completely obscure puzzles annoying. Again, sometimes you may need to die once for these solutions to become clear, but falling to arrows, scorpions, or snakes might be what gives you the insight you're looking for. Do note that at times during play, the items in your inventory can be used automatically, while at others you need to manually select them. After unlocking the game console item, it can be used to play a Running Man minigame. For anyone looking to take a break from their adventure, Dead Tomb does have a password feature for you to use to resume your progress. The only problem I have discovered with this feature is how to obtain a password, as the death screen doesn't seem to convey this information, and selecting quit dumps you out to the main menu. Unfortunately, no save states are implemented in 8-Bit Legit's NES emulator for a more seamless experience. The art in Dead Tomb offers a nice 8-bit aesthetic for its world. The environments are the highlight, as they offer good details and visibility for you to figure out the game's puzzles. Your character is a nice shade of blue, which is a good contrast to the browns and yellows found in most rooms of the pyramid. Several items bear an uncanny resemblance to classic NES peripherals, which is a fun touch as you progress. As you move across rooms, you are treated to a nice pixel art depiction of your character in higher detail, which is cool to see. The audio found in Dead Tomb is fun to listen to, it fits the experience, and music never gets too repetitive. Unfortunately, Dead Tomb suffers the same fate as most point-and-click adventure games in the replayability department. Once you know its secrets, the challenge is gone. While some games in the genre can overcome this with memorable stories along the way, Dead Tomb is pretty light in this regard, with the beginning and end hosting the meat of the narrative experience. Loading it up for a friend to try and watching them make their way through is also an enjoyable use. The save system, or an implementation of save states, are my only real critiques for Dead Tomb. Again, the game presents a good level of challenge that can be naturally overcome, and as a result, makes for an enjoyable playthrough. But having to interrupt that experience is a hard one to come back from. Thankfully, anyone playing on Series X or S can use Quick Resume for such a feature if desired. Speaking of Xbox, Dead Tomb does offer a slew of achievements that can be fully finished a third of the way through the game. Not having them more spread out, or one for finishing the playthrough, makes them feel a touch disingenuous. If you are a fan of point-and-click games and love the NES aesthetic, Dead Tomb is a game you will want to play. It offers up a good challenge without being overwhelming, and fun nods towards the NES and Game Boy in its items. Story content is a bit light, and once you know your way through the pyramid, there aren't a ton of reasons to return. For the $5 asking price, Dead Tomb is a great way to spend a weekend.